EMG doesn't measure muscle activation. Not directly. When your nervous system activates a motor unit, every muscle fibre in that unit generates an electrical field. Those fields combine into what's called motor unit action potential. That's the signal EMG is picking up. Now add 50 motor units firing at once, then 200, their action potentials overlap completely, generating what's called an interference pattern, a composite of every motor unit active under those electrodes at that moment. At higher contraction intensities, you cannot distinguish individual motor units from this signal with two electrodes, and this is where the fitness world gets it wrong. Better signal does not equal more activation or more force. Vecchio and colleagues decomposed 537 motor units across 13 participants and found that surface EMG amplitude explained only about 34% of the variance in how those motor units were actually being recruited. EMG median frequency explained 11%. And here is the result that really changes things. Fuglevano and Enoka used a computational model and changed only the timing of when the motor units fired, keeping recruitment and firing rate completely constant. EMG amplitude went up by 130%. Force didn't change. So what is surface EMG actually useful for? What happens when you add more electrodes changes the question entirely. High density surface EMG uses a grid, typically 64 or 120 electrodes, and each motor unit has a unique spatial fingerprint across that grid because its fibers sit in a specific location relative to the electrodes. Decomposition algorithms use those fingerprints to separate the interference pattern into individual motor unit spike trains, individual motor neuron firing times through the skin without needles. And those same motor units can be tracked across sessions weeks apart. Martinez, Valdez and colleagues tracked 38 to 40% of identified motor units across sessions separated by up to 2 weeks, with reliability reaching 0.99. Standard surface EMG gives you a blurred photograph of electrical activity, but high density surface EMG with decomposition gives you individual pixels, and the pixels are motor neurons.